All right, welcome to episode 3 of the Go Send Global podcast. I'm your host, JP Ashworth. This is Nathan Norman, and today we're going to dive into how we go about vetting our partners or our missionaries that are local in the country, and just give you a little bit better insight, because with so many people requesting money these days, so many needs, how do we know what's real and what's, legitimate? So, that's what we're going to address today. So, Nathan, if you'd like to maybe kind of go over those talking points of the process, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, even here in the USA, we see people's needs, and you wonder, are they real? We see them on Facebook. I need this, I need that. And you wonder, how do we know what's real? And what we've been able to do with Go Send Global is actually vet our partners. So the people that are local missionaries that we're supporting monthly, or people are already supporting monthly, we've known them. So most of them I have met personally, spent time with, or I've been on video calls and had a lot of information from them, and even from their board or other people that can hold them accountable. So these are people that I know. So if I'm putting my stamp on, I want to make sure that they're quality people. Our people in Costa Rica, I lived there for 3 years. I know them. There's more we want to add in. People doing great ministry there. They're people that we have been in touch with, or people that we know that we trust already. So when we put someone on our website, or we're advertising them on social media as new local missionaries that could use support in different projects, they're people that I trust. It's not just a random Joe Schmo, or maybe got the email about the prince in Africa that's just needs a little help here because of some hard time he ran into. These are real people doing real ministry with real needs. So we go through an interview process. They apply online to be part of the local missionaries that Go Send Global. We take time to read over those, pray over those. I personally do an interview with them just to run through and ask a bunch of questions, kind of build out their profile. And if I have any green flags or red flags, I ask them. The green flags just continue to allow me to ask more questions, to dig in. And it's not really an interview, because that sounds intimidating.
Right.
It's a relationship that we have with them. It's not a contract. It's not a business agreement. Although there are things that we do ask them to do to help hold them accountable. We have people in these countries that are helping us to keep them accountable, from sending of the funds to reporting of the funds. How did they use it? Some of them are using it for personal right now. And I think that's totally great. We want them to be able to take care of their personal needs so they can devote themselves to the ministry. Some of them are using it just for ministry, to buy chickens, to feed kids on Saturday. And some of them are doing it with a mix because maybe their income level is lower from the donations coming in. But we vet them with an interview. The board approves them, and then we put them on our website, and we just start not even advertising, but just telling the goodness of the things that they're doing, the goodness of the Lord in their lives, and how they're touching communities. So when you see something put out there, these are our people. We love them. We trust them. They're on a monthly call with us now, kind of like a staff call, just to make sure we're all on the same page, doing the same things, still keeping the vision right in front of us.
Right. And, there's other more or less subtle ways of holding them accountable, or the accountability factor, if you will.
Right.
Like, we got different time zones, and so everybody's doing their own thing at different times. So, we have the Go Send Global group, which is a private group, which everybody is part of, where if Joe over in Kenya has started doing X, Y, and Z, and he's finding it's really working, he can share that on the group and get inspiration, or give inspiration ideas to others, and vice versa, so they can check it at their own times, whatever, aside from just the monthly or monthly call. I think that's really good too. And, it's a way for us to, they may put something up, and we may wake up the next morning and we see it, and then we can respond, hey, that's a good idea. So, that's the one beauty about technology with the vetting and the accountability process is, you're much more in touch than, gosh, I'm going to show my age, 30 years ago, because how long's the internet been around? So that's another thing too that I'm excited to see, because
it's that idea of kind of growing together using that Facebook, private page.
The old team together, everybody achieves more type deal. Go together, we grow together. I'm excited to see how that's going as well.
Yeah. And, I'm excited too, because we get to go to these places too. We get to visit. But the easier thing for me is using WhatsApp. I hear from them every week. Some of them I hear from every day. And just we're friends. We're doing ministry together, and I'm trying to encourage them as I can. But most of the time, I feel like they just come out encouraging me, and I feel like, man, I should be doing more for the Lord because look at what these people are doing
Yeah.
with far less resources.
They find a way. And what was interesting to me, this is kind of a little off subject, but when we went to Kenya, I mean, those people have the least of anybody I've ever met, even the homeless here locally, but they are some of the happiest. And that changed. That's what changed me. We had lunch after that trip, and I told you that the one thing that got me the most was, one, the reception that we have, and the reception that we got, and the fact that they are just, I mean, to not have, maybe they don't know any different. I'm sure they see it, but they're just happy, and being able to help out by getting funds to them that go so much further than what they do here. I mean, $100 in Kenya is equivalent to, I'm not sure, but it's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Let me just break it down to you. For some of our guys in Kenya, in Africa, would be the case. I asked them, I said, well, how much do you need to survive? So we had Philip, who has a family of 5, and he says it's $750 a month is what I need to pay the bills.
And those bills are school, utilities, and food,
rent,
and everything.
Food, clothing, just your basic things, transportation, getting around. Now some of our single guys, they're doing this for $300 a month. They can pay all of their bills for $300 a month. So just imagine that we get donors that'll commit to giving $300 monthly. That's from a $25 gift to maybe a $200 dollar gift a month. With $300, their financial stress is removed to do ministry. I think about Benson, who's in Kenya, and Benson goes and does school assemblies. He's teaching and encouraging people to run away from suicidal thoughts and the mental health that is not just rampant here in the United States, but around the world. This is an issue. And he's speaking into that. He is leading school assemblies. He's going into church youth groups, and he's coming in with that 23-year-old passion and energy, and is transforming kids' lives in just a few hours that maybe the local church can't always do, but it's bringing in that special guest that comes in. Benson also is taking that same thing out, and he's building a team and going out to other parts of the country, helping build buildings and churches and schools and ministering in ways that we can't do. And all he needs is maybe $300 a month to take care of his necessities. Anything on top of that goes towards ministry and what he can do to excel and get sound equipment and maybe the computer and the phone that he really needs to document what he's doing and reach more through even platforms like this, doing a podcast himself. Right. Those would be amazing opportunities for him to reach the next generation in Kenya for such minimal dollars. And like I said, they're vetted. So I met Benson. I saw Benson on a mission trip in Kenya. And when I saw him, I just got out my phone and I started recording because he was leading worship. This young guy leading worship with all of his heart. He's dancing around now. If you know Africa, they dance a lot.
Yes, they do.
We need a little more dance in our worship here in the United States. There's so much freedom there, but this young guy loved Jesus so much. And he's just giving it all away, saying, God, this is all for you. I'll do whatever you ask me to do. And when I started thinking about who I want to be a local missionary, I asked him. I've asked all of these people, the 5 that we have so far. I'm the one that has pursued them. They didn't come saying, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? I said, no, I want to invest in you.
That's important to know because, yes, and especially the one gentleman who's got all the, family of 7, hasn't taken anything.
Yeah, family of 5 in Uganda. Yeah. It's so incredible that they're not asking, but these are the people that the Lord is kind of zeroing in on in my life, and the people that I know that I said, okay, these are people we can get behind. These are people that I want to donate towards, that I want to help invest in them so they can transform their community and their country.
And I would say to a fellow American, what if somebody was able to give you money every month to where you didn't have to worry about any bills, and then you could go and do your passion, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Full time.
That could be business, it could be hobbies, it could be ministry, it could be hiking, whatever it is.
Think about that. Well, these people, that is their passion is ministry.
Yeah.
And so when their stuff's taken care of, they're stress-free, they have more time, and they're much more effective in carrying out the mission.
Right. I mean, I know I have a full-time job. I know my needs are met as long as I am good budgeting, right? I'm doing the right things. And that thought that you just said, imagine if you knew your bills were paid and you could go do exactly what God has called you to do. How incredible would that be for them?
Mm-hmm.
And it could be $300, could be $750, it could be $1,000
Mm-hmm.
a month that people need, which is so small in our eyes. If our viewers just gave $20 a month, that would help start that process
Yes.
of them. Because right now, what's happening with our local missionaries is, yeah, they have part-time jobs or full-time jobs. They're doing things on the side to do ministry, or like Philip, who's just abandoned it all and living by faith. I want to be
Mm-hmm.
like him. But I know there's times in their ministry where people are coming to them, not because they know we're backed by Go Send Global. That has nothing to do with it. Our name means nothing
Right.
in some of these places. But I know that they're sacrificing for other people.
Oh, yeah.
I know Cletty in Costa Rica, she has people come and there's a pastor who is supposed to be preaching the Bible, and he just needs glasses. So when she can provide him with glasses, he can now preach on a Sunday and do his calling. But that was a sacrifice on her part because she had to find the funds to get the glasses
Right.
or make the connection. So I know our local missionaries are sacrificing, and they could have given me any number. And what we do ask when they're in the interview process is, in this vetting process is, how much do you need to survive each month? I don't say, how much do you want?
Right.
What's your dream? And when they do tell me $250 a month, I'm like, wow, that's a real number. That's not if that's inflated, wow.
Yeah.
Right? I don't
Yeah.
believe it's inflated. And man, if we can bless them and double that so they can maybe have a vehicle to go do ministry and reach farther and go faster in their ministry, then that's what I want to be a part of, even if it doubles what their average would be.
So when you mentioned something about the glasses, I'm thinking, I'll be 52 in June, and
Wow.
yeah, I know. And I've been fighting the whole, 6 months ago I could look at my phone or a book like this. Now and I've been fighting it. And my wife's been like, "Hey, you want my readers?" I'm like, no. Finally, I did it, and I was like, "Oh wow," But I think about that. They were at the Dollar General or something. I think I picked up a pair for like $5. So imagine something that small, over there, her being able to get that, and that opens him up to be able to preach every Sunday, which doing that is going to lead to something else, and there's going to be something else and something else just because he has a pair of $5 American USD glasses.
Yep.
It's crazy to think about.
Something they can't afford, something maybe the local missionary can't even afford, but they'll sacrifice because that's their heart. They'll do it. And it goes such a long ways over there. Like I said,
and I spend more than that on a fancy coffee at the, I used to, so,
Right.
I mean, just trying to bring things into perspective, not trying to hate on those that drink fancy coffee, but it's a way, I think, for people to really visualize, how far what they give goes.
Right. It goes so much farther in other countries, for sure.
It does.
Now, places like Costa Rica, actually, you can be expensive to live there. If you want to live your American life, that's why the local missionary is the way to go, the strategy, because we can go so much farther and faster with the funds that come in.